Welcome to Astrodology, the podcast that brings you knowledge, wisdom, and principles that can help you find the peace and comfort we all seek and deserve in our lives. Hi everybody, welcome back to this episode of Astrodology with Astrid. I hope you're well and looking forward to the spring season that literally is just around the corner tomorrow. Spring is a time where the seeds that we've planted can start to sprout out of the earth. So as we begin to look forward to some changes in energy and around us too, coming out of the winter months of November, December, January, February, we are now officially in spring. And spring brings lightness and freshness to the air. The skies are bluer. I love watching the puffy cloud things go around as we ebb and flow from rain to overcast to sunny. So it's a time to let go of the more heavier, stagnant energies of winter. It's time to emerge. The first thought is from Neil, and it says, most people go through life distracted, having lost touch with what they really need and want. Over time, confused by the constant demands and expectations around them, they have forgotten their potential. Are you feeling disappointed or resentful how the new year has unfolded so far? There's a thought that's called reliable disappointment. So as we enter spring, if that has happened to you, maybe things haven't unfolded the way you had hoped or imagined, but we're never stuck. We always get to restart and try again. So the idea is begin to let go of that reliable disappointment, and I'll refer to as RD, reliable disappointment. And you know that it's RD if statements start to show up such as, I knew it wouldn't work out. Yep, I'm still fat. Or I'll never find a good partner. Well, I'm just being realistic, etc. So RD is insidious because it becomes a part of who we are. Statements like, I try to be on time, but I am always late. When you use I am, you're affirming that quality. So stop allowing reliable disappointment to become who you are. And remember, self-work is always the ongoing homework. Self-work is always the ongoing homework. Les Brown says this, the universe is saying to you today, something big is about to happen. I have a major blessing for you. You have entered into a new season of favor, peace, progress, and joy. Don't give up. Don't look back. Get ready for your blessing. Get ready for your miracle. Ask emotionally, not verbally. Don't accept low standards and let your vortex drag you in. Get into position. And here we are going into Aries season. The new astrological year begins tomorrow on the 19th with Aries. So we've got that fire energy of Aries. We've got a new season of warmth and breeze and gentle weather that will help us emotionally. Here's a thought from Celestine Chow, Emotional Mastery. And the topic says, why disappointments are good for you. So instead of having the reliable disappointment, there are times when disappointment has its advantages. Contrary to what some may think, disappointment is a good thing, she says, for three main reasons. Number one, disappointment means passion for something. Every cause has an effect. Think of disappointment as an effect, where the cause is your love for the thing in question. For example, you are disappointed in a friend because you care a lot about the friendship. You are disappointed in your recent dates because you are passionate about finding the one for you. You are disappointed in your business failure because you really want to see it succeed, because you care deeply about the mission of your work. As the saying goes, there can be no deep disappointments where there is not deep love. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. There can be no deep disappointment where there is not deep love. This deep love is what drives you towards your goals. Know that disappointment is a better emotional state than apathy. When someone is apathetic, they feel indifferent about everything. There's no difference from being a robot. But here, you recognize your emotions and you feel them, be it good or bad. This is a good thing because to feel it is to be in touch with your inner self. Number 2, disappointment means an opportunity for growth. Every time we feel disappointed, it means there is an error in our framework of reality. Why do I say that? Let's start with why you feel disappointment. You feel disappointed because you had an expectation that was not met. Hence, you feel disappointed. It could be from not winning a competition that you trained heavily in, or investing in a friendship where the friend did not reciprocate your effort, or putting yourself on the line for your job, but getting laid off as your boss did not appreciate you. Each time you had an expectation that was not met, and when confronted with the truth, you became disappointed. Here, your disappointment comes from the mismatch between reality and your expectation. Yet, the reality has been this way all along. Reality did not change in that 1 second leading to your discovery of the truth. The world did not conspire to bring you down. The reason you feel disappointed is because you discovered the truth, and this truth is not what you thought it would be. So think of your disappointment as a troubleshooting tool to understand the gaps in your mental framework of reality. By using disappointment to understand more about the world and correct your assumptions, you become more knowledgeable and wiser. You can also correct your answers to better achieve your goals. Number 3, disappointment makes you stronger. Last but not least, this may seem cliche, but disappointment makes you stronger. When you go through a harsh emotion like that, you become tougher. You learn to process and work through your emotions. You become more resilient to life's hardships. Whenever you try to drown out your disappointment, deny your goals, or even give up on them, you are rejecting who you are on the inside. You are denying your goals, your desires, your dreams, your vision, your real self, everything. These desires came about for a reason, and the reason is not for them to be denied. When you deny your goals, you hollow yourself from the inside out. You can try to pretend that everything is fine and lead your everyday life, but you cannot fool your subconscious. Every day, living feels like an empty act. Over time, you find yourself sinking from a state of disappointment to apathy. You live every day in a zombie-like manner with no passion or zest. You become shriveled up on the inside. Everything seems barren and empty. Goethe said, "It is not enough to take steps which may someday lead to a goal. Each step itself must be a goal, a step likewise." And Ernest Hemingway, "As long as you can start, you are all right. The juice will come." So, disappointment, reliable disappointment, but also tapping into the fact that disappointment does have a purpose in our lives. I love the one about disappointment means we're passionate for something, like that we love something and we appreciate something, so we wouldn't be disappointed if it didn't come true, if it didn't mean that much to us. We've all been in that, like, something didn't work out and we've been like, meh. We've been melancholy and accepting of it because it's something that we didn't really want. So remember that it is normal to feel disappointment, but what becomes abnormal is to set yourself up for the disappointment. You know, some people say, "I knew it." in their recesses of their mind, they sit and wait for things to go awry so that they have that moment to say, I knew it. So watch yourself and look around in your life where you have this reliable disappointment. Cancel disappointment as we go into this new season of change in spring. No matter how things go, when they don't work out, there is always a lesson side by side with a blessing in it, if we just take a moment to see it. Let's close out with this thought from Oprah. Some people can't seem to get anything going until they find one special thin fire that lights up their heart. It may take 100 beginnings before you feel the heat, but don't give up. This time may be the one. And that is what Aries season is here to help us with. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Astrodology with Astrid. I look forward to you catching the next episode. Until then, be well. Namaste. Thank you for listening to Astrodology. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to help support the podcast, please hit the subscribe button and tell your friends about it by sharing this program on social media. You can also follow me on Instagram at Coda Life Goddess or at CodaLife.com. Coda is C-O-T-A, Coda Life Goddess or CodaLife.com. Thank you again for listening to Astrodology, and I'll see you next time.